This page is having a problem loading. We tried to load this page for you a few times, but there is still a problem with this site. Are you listening?
The participant when you have you see the one on top is the host. Click on it to show options. More. Okay, put the one down. No, leave that option. Go and click my own device. More. Make host. Okay, so you can just leave it running like that. I need it. Thank you. Hello, Banky. Hello. Hello, Banky.
I can hear you. No problem. Send me a message Monday, please. Hello, Hello, Monoba, can you hear me?
Hello.
Monoba, can you? Yes, Monoba, can you hear me? I'm on about you. Can you hear me?
Well, if you can hear me, the meeting is already live and you are now the host. So you take it up from there. I just wanted you to try and see if you can share. Now you enable, because everybody should be able to share.
I know now. I should be able to share now. I'll be able to share, definitely. So do I tell President to join? Honorable, please confirm if you can hear me.
So, Banky, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, Don, can you hear me? Don, can you hear me? Monobadi.
Hello, Bank. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello.
Omonoba, I can hear you. Omonoba, I can hear you.
Your voice is very low. I can barely hear you.
But I'm hearing you very well now.
Okay, well, you are the host. Yeah, I think I'm seeing what you are sharing, and then I guess you'll be able to take it up from there.
Okay, no problem. Are you sure maybe it's not because your mic is your mic, I mean your speaker not low? Can you hear me down?
I can hear you.
Okay, because I actually had to connect my phone to see how audible I am. That's why, and I'm very audible from my phone.
Okay, my own was not on speaker. Maybe that is where the issue is.
Okay, so the issuance of certificates. I'm trying to call even Presido now. She's not picking.
Which one of certificate to the presenter?
The presenter now.
No. I said don't bother about. Tell him that the secretary is going to send it later, not be now.
Okay. I'm trying to call her in, but I don't know, so that she can join. She said she wanted to join.
Was she not the one that said is it 9:30 a bit to test room?
I think I can pause. Let me pause the recording now.
Okay,
you paused it. No, it's on pause. Okay.
Yep.
When we start, I can now play it.
Okay.
Let me try and call her again.
Okay.
Yes, ma. Good morning, ma. Yes, ma. I said I am. Omonoba D. please transfer the host to me again. Transfer it to the one that does not have my picture.
I greet you people. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, President.
Good morning, Mr. Bankole. Are you hearing me? Well done.
Loud and clear, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Are you hearing on the mic? How is the mic? How is the mic sounding? Doesn't it seem like I'm using the mic?
No, it's just okay. It's not. It's okay.
Okay. It's clear at your end, right?
It's clear, yes, ma'am.
I don't know. Try and see if it's okay. Thank you. Hello.
I can hear you, ma'am. I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Is it rumbling or is clear?
It's clear, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Victor, have you signed in? Huh? I don't know. Am I with what? Eh? Have you seen the ID? Yeah. Yeah, good morning once more. We are having a reasonable number now. We have like another 8 people had joined us. But the next 3 minutes, we should be starting out. So let's just hold on and see if we can get up to 20 and then we'll start. Thank you all for joining at this time. I welcome you all. We're trying to have a reasonable forum before we start. So wait a few more minutes. Please hang on while others join. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Trust we are all good.
You're welcome. For those of us that are just joining, you are all welcome, and very soon the meeting will soon start. Please, Mr. Fidel, can you please unmute your mic? Thank you.
Well, what I'm seeing here, it's not on mute. It's not mute. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Fidel.
Good morning, Christo. How's the family?
Well done, sir. Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and you're all welcome to today's Bimonthly meeting, our 6th meeting for the chapter year. I welcome you all and thank you for making out time to be here today. And for those of us that signed in early, I want to thank you for joining this meeting. Please, we could prompt those on our platform or others to call them because we're trying to see how we can get up to 20 and we are still 14. Although we have our guests all seated here, and because it's an in-house meeting, I think we would all start now. Please, media, can we see the program of events?
Okay, ma'am.
Mr. Bankole, please. Can you?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
You're allowed.
Thank you.
Please, can everybody be seated? We started. Okay. So we can just, we can all view at the screen. The media is sharing at the moment. We can view at the screen for the program as we start. Okay, Mr. Bankole, over to you.
Okay. Before we take the, you are all welcome. Good morning, everybody. And please just, before we take the national anthem, please just give me just some seconds to just start the recording.
Okay.
Okay. Confirm we can all see the screen.
Roger.
Thank you, sir. So we will start.
See the screen.
Thank you. So we will start this meeting with the national anthem, which will be the second stanza, and it's going to be displayed on the screen. So I will be reading the national anthem on behalf of everybody so that we don't have different lagging when everyone is reciting it. So I'll recite it on behalf of everybody. And when I get to the end, we'll just all say amen. So I'll start by reciting the Nigerian national anthem. Arise, O compatriot, Nigeria call Obi to serve our fatherland.
Can we all stand?
Okay. Yes, can we start? So we can all start, and we start again by reciting it from the beginning.
Mr. Bankole, remember that we are not all online.
Oh, I'm so sorry, ma. Yes.
Okay.
So
are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, ma'am. So I
Okay.
will recite it, and at the end of it, we'll all say amen.
Okay. So,
Arise, O compatriot, Nigeria call Obi, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity.
and unity.
And we all say
Amen.
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 So we can all take our seats. And the next on the agenda is going to be the President's welcome address, which will be taken by the President herself. I'll be displaying her welcome statement while she gives her speech. Thank you. President, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bimonthly. Okay, thank you. I am delighted to
President, we are hearing I'm hearing a whole
welcome you
clap
all
from
here.
your end there. Do you have two systems that are running at the same time?
Okay. Okay, is it better now?
Yes, from my end, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, President.
I welcome you all once more.
Sorry, ma. From where you are, you just need to have one system on. If there are two systems on, there will be background
The
noise.
media is far from me. The media is far from me. And
Okay.
I had to put on my own phone so that you guys online can hear me. You know, everybody in the hall, I won't hear.
It's okay. Once they are far from you, good to go.
So, you
can we ask that
everybody online mute your own end?
Yes, mute their system.
Because I had to put on mine so that they'll hear me. It's just, are you okay now? Are you okay now? Okay. Okay. I'm delighted to welcome you all here to our 6th Bimonthly meeting in the chapter year, and also the last for the quarter under the year review. Though the 4th quarter has been packed full of a lot of activities that have been so engaging. Before going into all that had been done and yet to be done in this quarter, I would like to thank God Almighty for seeing us through the 3rd quarter and all we were able to do, especially for the success of the PDC 2020 in Lagos, Abuja. I was to put together collectively all executive works at different aspects, the chair committee members who had turned up in mass, non-members who participated, and most of all, members today, a membership chair who was particularly on his feet throughout the event of our programs, all extended committee members, past presidents who turned out in mass, the Sheraton crew, the vendors, and most importantly, our sponsors, NMPC, LNG, KROPC, and Mr. John Jeff, who supported the PDC. We also had companies who made adverts on our program and our distinguished exhibitors who brought color to the value of our event, and most significantly, our special guest of honors, who were the primes of our event, and the speakers who imparted knowledge. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who came through and participated. Thank you for being part of our success story. 2021 PDC was a success, and we would have not been able to do it without you. Moving on to this 4th quarter, we had equally had a great time sharing knowledge, participating in technical sections, impactful seminars by Women in Safety Excellence, COXI visits to organizations for collaboration, OHS stakeholders meeting to review outcome of the PDC communique, public safety issues that were identified, and working on a step forward in addressing them. We also had set up the research group for this quarter who had looked into issues concerning the identified gap as it relates to mental health. They are currently working on mental health issues at the moment, and then hopefully to be true by September 2021. Finally, I am pleased to announce to you that our Occupational Safety and Health Library, proudly established by ASSP Nigerian chapter, is 90% completed and is going to be commissioned June 19th, 2021 at the Petroleum Training Institute Library, 10 a.m. I encourage all of us to be part of it. Your presence will be highly appreciated, as this is a big one for ASSP and for all occupational health and safety in Nigeria. I thank the team, families and friends, corporate individuals, management of PTI, who supported the chapter here in achieving this goal, and for us to have the electronics e-library for professionals in Nigeria. With great joy in my heart, I also announced that we will be starting up our leadership transition meetings among executives that will be presented to the House today. This program has been scheduled for 21st to 25th of June, 2021, with the incoming executive, and handing over ceremony will be done in our next meeting, which is July 3rd. I therefore ask that we stay put and participate in the remaining part of the quarter to be able to achieve the chapter here. And I have to show me executives that will be presented to us today. We are glad to say that the voting section was successful, and we now have new executives to be able to pilot the affairs of 2021-2022 section, while we will wait on Mr. Akam during the meeting to be able to present our new executives to you. And I'm delighted to say that there is no gap, as I entrust the next chapter here to them, soliciting your support. We will be led with this new executives, and then we encourage more than we have supported this chapter here. I look forward to a fruitful deliberation today on behalf of the chapter executives. I say a big thank you once more for promoting safety everywhere. Thank you for your presence in this meeting, as we hope that we will have a fruitful deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you, and the President. From our agenda, from our program, the next on the order of program is the technical paper presentation. I will allow the president to do the
We're not
introduction.
hearing you well, Mr. Bimonthly.
Okay, please confirm you can hear me well.
Hello.
You are loud and clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the next on our order of program is the technical paper presentation, which I will also give the honor to the president.
Mr. Victor, please, can you take on your mic now? I've taken my.
And the president, please, can you hear me?
Sorry, President,
No,
you may need to change your location. We
there.
are hearing the presenter. We are hearing the speaker. Very clear. You may need to change your position.
Mr. Banky, have you called the presenter? Sorry, we're not hearing you on this end.
No, I haven't, ma. I was saying that you will be the one to introduce us to the speaker and to give you the honor to introduce the speaker. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So over to you, the president, ma'am.
Okay. I think they're trying to share his screen now.
Okay, ma'am. So while we wait for our presenter
I
to...
am thinking he's still having challenges fixing up. I think we should go to the next item and then give him space to come on, so we don't keep waiting.
Oh, okay, ma'am. So I will be sharing my screen back.
Yes, share your screen back. Let's move on to the next item.
And the next item on the program is the minutes of meeting. And I will be reading on behalf of Daniel Omonoba. I'll be reading the minutes of meeting. And I believe we all have the e-copy which was sent. So I will be reading and we'll all be following through while I read. Okay, this is the minute of meeting, which was held on the March 20th, 2021, and it was held at the Prima Hotel, Mafo Harrod, Shodipo Crescent in GRA, Lagos. It was held both live and also on Zoom. The time we the meeting started was 10:30 a.m. and it ended 1:45 p.m. So sorry. Okay. The agenda will be attached in Appendix 2 as we go by. A safety moment was given by Mr. Bankole Bumi on the emergency procedure emplaced by the hotel management. Opening prayer. The recitation of the second standard of the Nigerian national anthem by all participants was coordinated by the media committee chairman, by person of Mr. Bankole Bumi. Opening remark by the president. The president, Mrs. Mercy Orefo, welcomed everyone to the meeting and apologized for starting the meeting 30 minutes behind schedule due to late arrival of in-person members. She appreciated everyone for their attendance in the just concluded Professional Development Conference, PDC, and in particular, the PDC chairman, Mr. Daniel Osadie. She further appreciated members for their participation in the program for the chapter year. Technical paper. Technical presentation on construction safety, planning and implementation, a practical approach was made by the area director in person of Bolaon Camille Abiodun, MSc, ISPON, CSP. Contributions were taken, after which the presenter was appreciated for sharing his wealth of knowledge. The secretary promised to send the certificate of recognition to the presenter after the meeting. Reading of minutes of the last meeting. The secretary read the minutes of the last meeting without any correction. Mr. Kabiru Shehu moved a motion for the adoption of the meeting. Committee reports. The chairman of the following committee gave brief reports on their activities within the period. The Professional Development PC Committee thanked everyone who participated physically and virtually, stated that the journey was not a short one with the prevailing pandemic ravaging the world. Were gotten from the PDC, specifically from the online audience on poor audio and network connectivity. Members that registered for PDC were 94, non-members 19, speakers 10, special guests 12, media security ushers 27. In total, we had 165 persons in physical attendance at the PDC. Online figure could not be ascertained due to unstable number during the course of the meeting. This will be reconciled hereafter. He appreciated all the sponsors, NMPC, LLNG, hybrids, etc., and other participants for making the PDC a success. Training and educational report. Mr. Sadiq Abubakar gave the report on behalf of the chairman, who was unavoidably absent from the meeting. From July 2020 to date, we were able to organize 20 knowledge sharing sessions, 3 training via webinars, and 5 technical sessions. The president added that the training will still continue in the second quarter. It was put on hold because of the preparation for the PDC. She requested the chairman to roll out the plan to enable members have ample time to join. Membership committee report. The chairman was absent due to another professional engagement, but the president stated that there was an upward rise in membership due to the PDC. The chairman promised to provide the needed update at the next meeting. A lot of members on grace will be sent a mail to remind them to renew in order not to lose their membership. Membership drive will be made to some institutions before the next bi-monthly meeting. E-library report. The secretary report on behalf of the e-library chairman that a tripartite meeting was held with PTI reps, Assp, Nigerian chapter ESCO, and consultancy to identify the needed database and the cost to synchronize them. The engagement was further taken online and meaningful progress has been made from the last meeting. He also stated that demarcation of the e-library was glass and aluminum has been done as reflected in the brochure. Some creative work is also being processed to incorporate some mini library in the allocated space to showcase some ESSP materials. Common interest group, Women in Safety Excellence. The leader, Engineer Justina Okoro, Mrs., appreciated the ESCOs for all the successful PDC and members of WISE for their participation. She encouraged women to always include WISE in their membership renewal in order to be recognized by the global and to be able to make meaningful impact. A workshop initially planned for first quarter was shifted to second quarter due to the PDC. It is going to be virtual and the global body will be involved in the workshop. Young Emergent Professional, YEP. Mentorship program is being reviewed and questionnaires are being developed to identify the interest of YEPs for easy matching of mentor-mentee. A seminar is also being planned for the next quarter. Safety advocacy. The president said we have done a lot and a lot is still being planned. We have looked at flooding. We have pushed an article on security with a position on what we want the government to do. We also did something on environmental issues, and in PDC, we looked at public safety and the needed awareness. At the PDC, the plenary section was held and a committee was set up to come up with a communique that will be pushed to various agencies and government for necessary action. She urged members to contribute to this effort by sending in articles. ASSP Nigeria Award Night. Emeritus Steve Odeze appreciated members and commended the collaboration of the executive and the PDC committee for the success of the award night. He identified this as the first of its kind while having PDC with little hitches. The award night was graced with a lot of dignitaries, captains of industry, legislators, seasoned professionals, and VIP. Founding members, student chapter presidents, sponsorship, donors, and international members were honored. Committees that have worked for this chapter year were also honored. Gift items were of what with ASSP certificates. Past presidents were honored for not running the association ground throughout the year. NILE support was specially recognized for their contribution to the ASSP Nigerian chapter. Student section. We have been able to publish 2 SAFE bulletins in November 2020 and March 2021. We hosted the CEO of SafetyWatch.com. We also hosted our meeting on the 29th of January 2021 with a training on optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Technical tours. The technical course has been inhibited by the pandemic. The president encouraged the coordinators of the zone to reach out to organizations we can visit with adherence to COVID-19 protocol. Financial update. Flow into the association account within and after the PDC. He cannot provide an accurate update of the financial status. He promised to give the needed breakdown of the income and expenditures for the chapter and PDC at the next bi-monthly meeting. Global PDC update. The global PDC has been moved to September by the global body with the introduction of vaccine against COVID-19 virus. Effort is being made to have an in-person and virtual PDC. Warri office updates. The office will be moved to the PTI allocated space by the end of the month and will be furnished. Our website will be updated with the new address for correspondence. The available space is spacious enough for ESCO's meeting and other engagement of the association. Mr. Ibahovi advised the ESCOs to properly document the terms of engagement with PTI, and where possible, a cost-benefit analysis should be made to justify the movement of the office. He, however, said it gladdens him to see the association cohabit with Citadel of Learning. AOB, PDC certificate. Because of the turnout of members, we ran out of certificate. Plans has been concluded to issue an electronic certificate that will be forwarded via email to the affected members. Concerned members were directed to reach out to the secretary. Research group. Some areas have been identified for the purpose of academic research. Members were urged to volunteer to contribute towards the research that will be published under ASSP NC, and the writers will be acknowledged. The research is aimed at providing solutions to identify gaps in mental health challenges, new innovation in occupational health and safety, and economic value of working from home. Next meeting, the date will be 15th of May 2021 based on our calendar, which is scheduled for Uyo. E-library launch. It is scheduled to be launched before the next bi-monthly or after the meeting. Knowledge sharing session. It will be sustained throughout the chapter year. At the request of the president-elect, the Education Committee was directed to work with membership committee to arrange an orientation section in one of the knowledge sharing series for new members on how to print their certificate and access the rich resource in the ASSP global website. Elections. The area director, Kame Abiodun, informed members that elections into various offices are currently going on at the global level via online. fully paid up members will receive email containing their personalized voting codes. He encouraged eligible members to exercise their rights when they get the email. He also urged the Nigerian chapter to adopt the e-voting system in the forthcoming elections into office for the next year chapter. Adjournment. Mr. Wede Obaha moved a motion for adjournment and it was seconded by Mr. Sadiq Abubakar. Closing remark. Mr. James Coker appreciated all for making the PDC success and for attending the bi-monthly meeting, both physical and online. The Appendix 1 shows the registration list, which I won't be reading each person. There are about 30 of them. Okay, I'm sorry, about 45. And the Appendix 2 shows the agenda of the last meeting that was held, which is being displayed. Appendix 3 shows the list of ESCO members from the president down to the delegate 2. And Appendix 4 shows the committee with the committee chair and who they work with. And we have the common interest group and the young emergency professional. Appreciation. I'll read this on behalf of the Secretary, Daniel Omonoba. Professional colleague, we want to appreciate your resilience and commitment to ASSP NC throughout this challenging period of COVID-19 pandemic. As human, adapting to change is necessary for survival, which is why we embrace the new normal, which is the virtual approach in our activity. We wish you safety as we navigate through this perilous time. Daniel Omonoba, ASSP Secretary 2020 to 2021. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Bankole, for standing in and giving us the minutes of meeting. I think our presenter is ready now. So I'll have the honor to call on Professor Amen Rufus Udonton. Please, a round of applause after our applause for them. It's a privilege to have you today. Our professor standing in to give us this presentation today is the director of the Institute of Health, Safety, Security, and Environmental Studies at the University of Uyo, here in Uyo State. He is a fellow of the OSHA Association UK and a member of ASSP. He's also a fellow of the Institute of Management of Consultants, a certified management consultant. He is a believer and also in charge of the student zone here in Uyo. Thank you very much, Prof, for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us today. We appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, yeah, you can have the mic. Mr. Bankole, please, can you hear him?
I can't hear him. We can't hear him well. I can't hear him well.
Okay, wait, just hold on. Please, Mr. Vito, check if your own mic is on at that end. Okay. Can you hear it?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Is it better, Mr. Bankole?
Yes, it is better. Yes, ma'am.
Let me welcome everyone to this technical presentation of about 15 minutes. Let's look at the first slide. Why did I have to choose this topic? The first time I came into the Assp PDC 2017, somewhere in Lagos, as soon as my vehicle drove into the premises of the PDC, While I was still outside about getting into the room to register, I was told that the gate should be locked and that something happened. The member of the global officer that came to address the PDC that time lost his bag, wallet, and all of that. And so we needed to look at the security within the premises. The driver that took me was denied the opportunity to go out until checks were made. And at the end of it all, the gate was finally open. So that took me to the issue of security. And that was 2017. That was 2018. That was 2018. Now in 2021, the security situation is almost deteriorating to a level that the entire country was worried. So while I was planning to talk about the barrier effectiveness, and I had thought I could use the security Nigeria to talk about barrier effectiveness, and I quickly now had to change my mind, but I will look at security in one place. Security and awareness in one place. That's why I had to choose this one. Therefore, I picked the first line for Proverbs chapter 21, verse 21, saying, "Horses is prepared against the day of battle. The safety is of the Lord." Yes, this security is there everywhere. And we should make arrangements for safety. We look at some terms and concepts, we define some terms and concepts, look at workplace security policy. We look at why is it important? The common workplace security awareness categorization, how to help prevent workplace intrusions and how to improve security awareness in the workplace. We need to look at, if it was possible, some practical workplace security tips, personal security issues, information and computer security. Finally, we will conclude this study. I believe that we have something to take home. What's a workplace? A workplace is a location where someone works for his or her employer. It's also a place of employment. Such a place can range from a home, office, to a large office building, or even a factory. And then the workplace, one of the most important social places, other than the home, constituting a central concept of several entities, particularly where you could spend some hours a day. Next slide. The issues at workplace that have to do with security are quite a number, but we're going to divide it into internal threats and then external threats. The word security. Each time we talk about security, we talk about the quality or the state of being secure, freedom from danger, safety. We talk about freedom from fear of anxiety, protection. Measures taken to guard against security, crime, attack, none of that. Many people have made some definitions, but in summary, each time we're talking about security, we're talking about a situation where we have functional environment whereby individuals or organizations' objectives can be attained on that. That's security. Let me look at the next slide because of time. Let's look at some concepts. Each time we're talking about security, we're talking about something comes to mind: burglary, thieves, police, arrest, prosecute. And each of these is not the topic that people want to really go into. So it's like a stigma. Each time we talk about security, it's like a stigma. But there are some words you could use. It sounds very beautiful, very neat in the ear, and yet it's talking about like loss prevention, which is a method that the security officer or a safety and auditing or insurance can use to increase the likelihood of control. You could use asset protection, total loss control, or other concept. Speak about security. But once you use the word security, we're talking about the stigma attached. Company's policy must have 5 major KPIs. Number 1, what the company seeks to achieve. Number 2, what the company's commitment is. Number 3, how and what means of achieving their goal. Number 4, what income employee is expected to do. And finally, the company is able to guarantee security. There must be that commitment. And let me jump through, because each of us are working in different companies. But I just need to take one case study where I work. You need Google resources. That the director has to be contacted. Big, and we have quite some side jobs. And within the Niger Delta and within the environment, kidnapping and everything, all kinds of stuff. Let's look at the next slide. So what's the policy? We have a clear-cut policy signed by top management, the managing director. Next slide. We have some procedures that before you get into a place, visitors will sign in and out with escort procedure. Somebody that are coming, security man must escort you, and all of that. It's not true. There's not many other procedures. But before I get there, some other companies, are different from here. For example, yesterday I was in the office, one tall down for a big bag. And I was the only one in the office as a professor in the office that have nobody to talk with. We just opened the door and closed the door behind him. And I stood up and asked him, how may I help you? He said, sir, you look good. Well, I appreciate it. He said, sir, you look good. I said, no, but how may I help you? With a big bag in the hand. You could have dropped that bag, opened it, and you could have brought out the bag from the back, and only me and him in the room. That's finished. That's why we need to talk about open security. And we talk about barrier effective security. Yes, yes, in the university we have a lot of security men and women, both at the gates and at the building, each of the buildings. Yes, we still have this challenge. How do we make this barrier effective? Effective before escalation, effective before the top event, effective to avoid escalation. This is key, particularly when it has to do with security. So why is security important? Next slide. Several reasons. For external security threats, it's armed, organized crime, criminal and terrorist attack. For internal security threats, again, we have theft, loss of company, of staff property. Information and cyber security threats are also key. Okay, now let's look at each of them. For example, counter threats, internal threats and counter measures. We have some management strategies that should be put in place. Physical security countermeasures like access control, block ID, intrusion alarms, interior sensors, CCTV, security officers. All of these are there. Yes, we still have this feature. That's what we need to talk about barrier. Even when the topic of what is happening. Countermeasures, again, for environmental security, perimeter security barriers that we will be talking about, so what and all of that. Next slide. In cyber security, which is key, let's look at the next slide. Quite a few things should be put in place. Password, backup, virus protection, firewalls, online connectors. So these are usual things that we are familiar with. Next one, of course, get the security threats up to social engineering. All of these, we're familiar with the next slide. Okay. Now, we're talking about passwords. Yesterday, I was about to say something. I just looked at that. Wow, someone took my password. And I went to know. And now just to find out I had asked someone to set up for me to come with honor. They had to change my this without. So you need to make your password very strong enough to be able to avoid somebody changing it. You need to protect yourself. How do you protect yourself? Never disable your antivirus or your firewall because this could cause quite some lapse in security. Once you disable it, and a few other things. Because of time, we talk about security threat summary. want to look at the low, the medium, the high, and then the extreme. And then you just benchmark depending on where you find yourself, if you must. Yeah. Security risk. Okay. We talk about security risk. We have to bring up the risk assessment matrix. Looking at the risk assessment matrix, you discover that it's just like we talk about the risk assessment matrix. Depending on what we are considering, we could then have these. Okay, that's like sorry for that. Okay. Again, risk assessment matrix, the consequences, the category definition. The details are quite included here. But let me talk about the various categorizations of alertness. I have this. Yes. I showed the slide here. No. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Here we have an animal taking quite unassuming, and it's not further, quite unaware, quite oblivious of what is in the environment, not knowing that the danger is blocking you, just blocking around. Danger is just by design. And at the end of it, that's an oblivious state. Next slide. So employees are expected to be security conscious. You don't get into the place that so how alert are you? Each time you see somebody going to work at the earphone and is walking ahead of the road. You can't be listening to music while you are walking. So you are quite exposed to data. So you want to begin with you. Next slide. The first is oblivious. Why? Those are people that, yes. These are people that will do anything without being conscious of the fact that there's danger around. I'm going to show you some examples. Then the next one is you need to be aware or alert, right, engaged. Let's look at this one. That's a cat. The cat is not sleeping, quite unaware. And in my compound that I have big dogs, no cat will come and sleep at me. Because the cat will be conscious on 24/7 that there's a dog around. In fact, I brought the cat to my compound. The cat, the moment they notice the cat notice the dogs around, just jump into the ceiling. And from the ceiling, the dog went up to the compound. That was the end of it. So we never, now we don't have anything. Look at it. Quite oblivious of security. No, they are not in Nigeria today. Those things like that. When you sleep what I hope you are conscious of the environment. Look at this. Yellow. You are not super alert. You are not naive about your environment. You are conscious about the environment. Look at the light. You are alert, but you are relaxed. You are aware, but you are not fluttered, not shaken. So that's the state you should be all the time. All the time, particularly in Nigeria. Here you are alert, just enough to be able to see what is coming around you. Let's look at the next one. This one is orange. You are alert, Quite all right. In this condition, you will notice something or someone that could be a potential threat. You are still relaxed on the outside, the inside of you are planning your next time about. Okay, so what do? Look at this. Look at something. Look at what this person is doing. The person quickly has to cross the next people crossing because he sees somebody looking at him. He sees somebody coming in behind him. He knows that something is, but the person is still calm inside, and you are calm inside. So the next zebra crossing, this person has to cross the zebra crossing. If as you cross the zebra crossing, the next guy crossing the zebra crossing and follow you. You better know that there's something else. The next zebra crossing, cross again. Cross again the other time. If you cross it again to follow you, you better know that there's danger. That's exactly what they're doing. Now listen, once you notice this kind of thing, there are a number of things to do. Number one, okay, let me talk about the first, the prime. This condition comes before when you are sure that the threat is real. Having confirmed he is following you and giving himself away to you, looking straight at you, then you need to know. Look at the lion there. Next, decide on the trigger. You have a pepper spray. You have anything you can use it. But decide on what you need to do at the prime. When you say that data is security is brain. Before I now talk about the four rules, let me take you to the last aspect. Engage. Each time you're talking about the security is black, you're talking about the fact that the data is basically face to face. This condition can take over at any time while you are working. Someone suddenly could pounce on you. Some basic triggers are necessary. Try keeping the threat at the distance at all times, then get the populated area as soon as possible. But let's look at the last one, what we call the paradigm. Paradigm. This is a condition of trying to super alert all the time. It's a restless and an unfortunate condition. In fact, it's a disease. Here you are on survival mode throughout. This is overdoing. You are just overdoing. If you stay in this condition for too long, your brain will shift. Because almost when you are sleeping, you wake up. You are just saying that somebody comes around. So that's not where you should be. Okay? Okay. If I do a training on this, what I normally do is I could scatter about 20 items on this table and I allow all the security men to interface with this table. After about 1 week, I'll take those items away and I'll try to write down all the items, the 20 items that the system the past 1 week. If you score 0 to 5, you are oblivious. If you score 6 to 10, then you are aware in my own assessment. If you score 11 to 14, then you are alert. The private that engage all the time. So again, I'll tell you what level are you? How alert are you? Okay. Let me talk about the cost of time. Know your environment. You need to know your environment. If you see something, say something properly. When you find a place like this, as you graduate up to this place, if I ask you, which floor are we here? Which floor? What floor? Is that correct? Which floor are we? Which floor is the last floor?
What is that floor?
Second floor. The first is education. Are you on the ground floor? Are you on the first floor? Are you on the second floor? If on the second floor, the point where you are is the third diagram. Have it in your head in case of emergency so that you know where to go to. Okay, evacuation plan. Okay. Let me not talk about personal security issues because we have a lot of them to talk about. While in the office, workplace, while a lot of people carry, when you sit on the bus, they want to put down the green and you see build amount of money coming out, and they just select 1,000 naira. You know what you have done? Just if I were someone in the course and I see you carry that kind of people inside and I'll put you ahead of the next. And before you realize it, I'll tell you to leave me and remember, it's what you tell me. And I'm telling you, now that I saw you bring out the to help you to so let's go to some of these are very simple. At the parking areas, neighborhood, a lot of information, signs of violence and insecurity. Once you have threats or intimidation in your office, somebody keep intimidating you and threatening you, better be careful. When you have frequent anger and loss with somebody, you're dealing with somebody and almost not just reason, be careful. Because you don't know. And that's it. Talk about the people. Each time somebody is talking to you, talking about people. Talk about how to live, how or the paranoia, like the last aspect, each time you see him, always alert, or blaming others for problems, extreme mood swing, or stress. You want to see each of them, be careful with that person. Okay, and then preventing. Let me go straight to the 4 rules to survive the crime. Rule number one, the 2-second rule. Whenever you are approaching a new area, pause, spend 2 seconds looking at it first and make sure it is safe. Don't just bump into it. Just start with 2 seconds. What's that thing? Take a motion. I just be running. I just be moving. Consciously, yes. When you step out of your house in the morning, before getting in or out of your car, just watch out. Watch out. Look at the building. Look at the tableau. As you look around, ask yourself 3 questions. What is here? What should be here? Or what is out of place? And then finally, where are the exits? As you answer them in 2 seconds, let's look at it. Rule number 2. We call it the neck. Have a neck that move it. Each time you take your face, make sure you turn your neck 360. Don't let anything be about it. Just as if you are joking. You don't have to make a big dramatic movement or look like a paranoid. Then keep it casual and ask yourself this question: what is here? What should be here? All of that. But most criminals take advantage of the fact that they are surprised. So don't you find out you are surprised. If you are not surprised, you are not surprised. Rule number 3, the 5 feet rule. The 5 feet rule is that if you don't know who you are working with, give the person not less than 5 feet back. As you are talking to him, just stand at about 5 feet before you see him move, you want to move. And by 5 feet distance, if they really intend to attack you, then they will have to follow you and try to be close to you. And look at the steps. The faster he walks, he also walks faster. And then look at this. When you keep the first 3, the 5 feet distance, look at what you back up. Where is his finger? Where are his hands? For example, I told you somebody came to yesterday. And while he was using one hand was holding the back. I was conscious of that. Somebody will open the door and be like this. Open your door. I will come in like, and you don't know whether he puts his hand like this or whether his hand is going to bring out the door. Or if he puts his hand in the pocket, you don't know if he's bringing out this. So when you decide 5 feet distance, where are his hands? Where are his hands supposed to be? And then you watch out the finally the room peripheral vision. Somebody that wants to attack you, not attack you directly. Somebody that wants to attack you from here, not attack you from trained enough to say a professional, to have your eyes, not just visible at this, but you also have the peripheral vision. And in most cases, most security threats have occurred at the peripheral. Finally, workplace thefts. I want to tell you that quite a lot of things to remember, but because of time, I'd like to stop it. Remain alert, yellow, always. This is where you should be, and not the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, able professor, for doing justice to this presentation today. You have told us all to be alert. So for those of us that are still weak and do not know our presence wherever we are, he has told us to always be yellow, be alert, never assume, even our workplace, in the public place, your neighborhood, you never can tell when the mood of anybody changes. Think of where you are, think of what should be there, give distance, safe distance, and then look at your exits and your entrance to identify your environment. Watch the person talking to you to know if you are under any threat, and then find out the person's hands and the person's movements. So that would help you to keep yourself safe. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you once more for this wonderful presentation. I think I would hand over to Mr. Bankole. I don't know. Mr. Bankole, are you taking the sections for the question? Are there questions and answers before we go on? Yeah. Is there anyone?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Anyone here in the room has questions on your safety to Prof? Or contribution to this question, to this presentation? Mr. Bankole, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, the President. And we also want to thank the professor who has done justice to this presentation. We haven't seen anyone dropping any message for question. Please, if you have a question, you can also drop at the chat box, or you can indicate by raising your hand so we can call you and then you can ask question. And okay. If we don't have, yes, ma'am. So if you have a question, please, you can indicate by raising your hand, or you can put in the chat box.
Okay. We have one question here, so let's hold on. Okay, contribution. Okay.
My point is not a question, but just an contribution. Professor, we have to thank you once. You see, because what you live, and this is what we need in this country now. Security awareness. So we want to thank you. I just want to contribute to it. You see that Professor John a lot of sections just to ensure that we minimize the time. Because safety, if you dive into time for too long, it becomes unsafe. Yes, and that's why he decided to rule. But I know that what is giving us the material is going to give us the full material.
Yeah, we have it all.
Yes. Yes. Just what I want to ask is, do not ever forget that security is everybody's business. It's everybody's business. The same is just the main question is, what floor? We became confused. There is no fire here, so we do not even know whether we are in front or second of this. Then I want, if you look at what Walenche carries, even though the ego is the king of birds, he decided to use owl for the road safety logo. Why did he deliberately use owl? The eyes of owl is 120 degrees. It always go round. And it does not sleep. It watches day and night. And when the owl push, something strange is happening. If you look at all the graphs and the pictures, it shows for us right there. They are to tell you that we should always be walking around to ensure that safety and security is put in place. So this is my little contribution to what Professor Udodo has given. I will give additional.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Mr. Bankole, over to you. Is there anybody asking question?
Okay. Yes, we have a question. We have a hand raised. We have Mr. Akiemi Johnson. His hand is raised. Sir, you have the floor, sir.
Okay, thank you, Bankole, and my Presido, our amiable presenter, Prof. Good morning. I want you to share with us, using your professorial expertise, because I listened to you carefully when you were talking about in the aspect of the transport now, that you said when people being part of security consciousness, we should learn to choose the safest place to sit in a vehicle.
The safest place to sit in the vehicle. Well, to the best of my knowledge, when you're entering take the vehicle and the public vehicle is a public vehicle.
So can you hear me now?
I think it's all you need to be done to watch out, watch out. Go ahead with the vehicle, and then you can then decide. Our consumer locations have come to the place of money and refuse to board at the second and allow the to go. So there's no place that's safe in the public vehicle to the best of my knowledge. I use my eyes, watch which I can do, and then I talk about whether to public vehicle or not.
Okay, thank you. Did he answer your question? No place is safe. The entire vehicle needs to be safe for you to go in, access and be comfortable with those within before going in. If you have any other contribution or you're okay with the question, you could let us know.
Well, actually, what he said, I just took him up from that slide where he said that one should choose the safest place. You know, we know that can be a difficult thing. Also, if you are the last person to get to the vehicle,
okay.
We do not take space in front, come down for me. So thank you very much for sharing.
What he actually said is that whenever you are on the side of the road and the suspect people watching you in an unsafe manner, all you need to do is to look for the next pedestrian cross the other way. And if that is still cross with you, then you should know that something is wrong somewhere. Then that's what exactly he said. I mean, display is on the screen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have one person. I think we need to move on now. So last person. Every other person just drop if you have on the online. I'll give it to. Please be brief with your question.
distinguished personalities, professionals, students, thank you once again, sir, for that. Question is,
Prof, the question. Listen.
yes.
Can you use your mic, please? Or speak out? Okay. Just speak out, please.
And we cannot hear you.
Yeah, someone is asking a question. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know, Mr. Bankole, did you guys hear him online?
We didn't really hear him. It was very far. We could not hear the question.
The question was should we say is following safety procedures of safety for individuals to go into people's office with their hands visibly seen. So he's recommending that as safety professionals, if you meet someone coming into your office with his hand on his pocket or the two hands behind his back pocket, can we say that it's a significant threat? So Professor is answering that it is safe and better ethic for professionals to walk into an office with open hands instead of putting your hands in the pocket, hiding it at the back, and you're coming into someone's office. And then he made a scenario that if you're in the creek and you're passing military zone or a military boat, everybody on that boat lifts their hands up for the military people to know that you're surrendering and you don't have any weapon with you. They don't assume. So don't walk into a corporate office or anywhere with your hands hidden in your pockets or behind your back, that it is not safe, and you're sending a wrong signal to whoever you are walking into their office to. I think that is the way he has addressed that part. So I think it's a take home for every one of us to not only look at others as threats, but also not to pass a threat sign to every other that comes our way. Okay, on this note, we move straight forward to our matters arising for today while we address them quickly. Thank you very much. Are we ready for his certificate? Bankole.
Thank you, Mr. President. The certificate will be sent to him and later. I'm the secretary.
Okay. Please, on behalf of Assp executives and the chapter executives, we want to thank you very much for this wonderful presentation and knowledge you have shared with us today. Now we have a certificate of recognition that will be sent to you privately to your mail. I appreciate you for today. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So we move to matters arising, and we'll take the first one, which is committee reports. We'll be having our committee leaders be on standby, as I call them, one after the other, to render the committee reports. First we have is the PDC report that has been summarized, and then we'll call on the treasurer, Mr. James, to be able to give a summary of the PDC report. And then he will recap maybe what we need to know, how many people came for the PDC, and then go straight to what we realized, how we realized, and how we spent it. Briefly, sir.
Colleagues. Summary of the PDC 2021. Expenses for the PDC was 714,000. The total income for the 2021 PDC was 4,615,000 naira. That was the total. 4,615,000. 111 people attended, that is members who paid 35,000 each, amounting to 3,885,000 naira. 14 non-members attended who paid 50,000 each, amounting to 700,000. 2 members paid 15,000 naira, amounting to 30,000. That brings it to 4,615,000. On-site payment was 280,000 for 8 people who paid 35,000. 2 members, 100,000, 50,000 each, and a member paid 20,000. That is a student member. Total was 400,000. Payment after PDC that we realized after the PDC event. 2 members paid 35,000, amounting to 70,000. 2 non-members paid 100,000, amounting all to 170,000. 2 staff from NNPC who paid as members, and already the company has paid for them. We have to do a refund back to them for 70,000 naira. So the total realized after the PDC was 240,000. Kaduna Refinery gave us 500,000. LNG gave us 1,500,000. John Jai gave us 100,000. Exhibition during the event was 200,000 from Hybrid. Safety Plus gave us 100,000. Dean Shelby gave us 50,000. The total summary was 350,000 for exhibition. The summary credit alert was 4 million, as I said earlier, 615,000. On-site payment, 400,000. Payment from sponsors, 2,100,000. Exhibition and advert, 350,000. Total income realized during the PDC was 7,465,000. Refund among non-members and member sponsorship was 70,000 and 100,000, total 170,000. Summary of the balance was 7,295,000 naira. Payment after PDC 240,000. Total amount realized 7,535,000 naira. 7,535,000 naira. Total expenses for the PDC 2021 was 6,973,103 naira. Bank charges was 7,100,000. 7,130,000 naira. Total expenses was 6,980,233 naira. Total cash balance realized 554,767 naira. We are going to do a reform for our past president, Ekams, 500,000. Grand total. Why we are giving him 500,000 during the 2020 PDC, he personally sponsored it, and after the whole expenses, there was a deficit about 3-point-something million. And we said in our executive, we will see what we'll do about it. If we realize any money, because there was no money for us to run the affair, if we realize any money during the PDC and we made surplus, we'll see how we'll push it, its deficit. And that is what we are doing after the PDC. We are giving him 500,000 to see that that closes that chapter. Because it's not an indebted to the society as a whole. Total expenses and reform was 7,480,233 naira. Total bank balance as of today is 54,767 naira. That is the summary of the PDC. By our July meeting in Abuja, we are going to give a full breakdown of the total expenses for 2021 ESCO. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Treasurer, for that report. Yeah, it was a wonderful PDC. For a very long time, we had always been in debt since we started the PDC, and there haven't been any PDC we had been able to run itself, and then we still have a little surplus. But to God be the glory, we had support from individuals, support from our sponsors, support from NMPC that was able to give us the PDC material, that's the bag and the materials for us. So that leveraged and helped us in our expenses a bit. And then when we put up all the expense together, we were able to get from registration of members. And I want to thank members that did their registration, though we have a lot of members, and then the amount is still not up to 2% of membership compared to the registration. But I am pleading and counting on us members to try to publicize the Professional Development Conference so that we look forward to where the conference should be able to sustain itself. If not for NMPC coming in and helping us with materials and the bags, and LNG helping us with 1.5 million, and then WRPC 500,000, and an individual member 100,000, we would have still been in debt. It's just after the PDC, we had to borrow money to sustain and pay off some things before this sponsorship started coming in. And then who were able to be our expense, and then we have 554,000 and some fraction left. Since the inception of our PDC, we have never had. Last year, Mr. Ekan had to spend 8-point-something million, so every registration was given to him, and then we still had 3-point-something million. We told him that the association cannot inherit it, but this chapter executive will see what we can do if we get sponsors and we are able to run ourselves. Whatever surplus we have, we'll be able to give to him. So that was the promise we made, and that is why you see us giving him the 500,000 as a way of appreciating him for the 3-point-something million left, and asking him to close that out so that subsequent executives don't inherit that, and ASSP don't have money inheriting that. You can agree with me that many of you contributed for us to be able to run the chapter here. We are appreciated during the award. And then as we hand over next month, we will give you in total everything we have spent. This slide had been shared on the screen, and it will be circulated to our emails for every one of us to see in details what we have spent the money for. And then we'll still have the e-library funding, though it was our chapter executive fund, how we raised money, how we were able to purchase, we would give you accounts. And then we also give you accounts of the people that supported for the chapter year, what we were able to do with the money at the end of our chapter year while we hand over in July 3rd. What I want to say is a step to the right direction for us to be able to still run the PDC, having this support and having a surplus, and still be able to pay up for what we had last year. I am looking forward to more sponsorship, more dedication, so that the people coming go into debt. I pray that the era of indebtedness will end as it has ended for our chapter year. It will end continuously, and we will not run in debt again when we organize our PDC. And instead of running in debt, we'll be able to run, the PDC will be able to run itself and bring income to us for us to be able to run the association. So in a way, I am happy that it was a successful PDC. The chapter is not owing. Instead, we had to be able to pay, and then moving forward, we pray that we don't have debts again. I think let's clap for ourselves. It's a milestone achieved. Many of our past presidents know what we are talking about, that it is not easy to run a PDC. It's like when you are a leader, you don't sleep. You look for who would borrow, and then it's been a long story. We've had event planners, year in, year out, we continue to owe. So we didn't achieve this alone. This executive didn't achieve this alone. We achieved it with the support of everyone, and we are grateful to you all. Thank you very much. So we move quickly to the next, which is the training and education report. So please, our committee chairs, we want you to, because we are going to be having your reports pushed to everybody comprehensively, we want you to highlight what you have done so that we'll move to the next. Thank you. So we'll call on Dr. Ukando. He's here in the house, Dr. Ukando. He's under training and education to give us their reports. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, professional colleagues. I want to summarize what we were able to do during the year under Number one, knowledge sharing series covered all the ASSP specialties, and we had 20 of such. The presenters in-house simply means the presenter from ASSP members, 9, then outside ASSP, 11. Technical papers, during the under review, we had 6. In-house was 5 presenters, and the outside 1. Training, leadership training, usher training, first aid training. 4 times during the under review, 1 presenter from in-house and 3 outside. Webinar, 2 times all the presenters were from outside, one from an international presenter. Generally, we achieved 97% of our plan for the year 2020-2021. We appreciated this honor and the privilege bestowed on us to serve unflinchingly by our indomitable and overgallant president and her team of enthusiastic, honorable ESCO members. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Please, let's clap for him again. Doc, thank you so much. We enjoyed that committee because they kept us on our toes and sharing impact knowledge to us every month. We thank you for all that you organized, and we are very grateful to have that comprehensive report from your committee. Thank you. So we call on the e-library committee update from the chairman, the e-library committee. Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, this is the update from e-library committee. My name is Chigozie Emunefu. So we had completed the construction of the bookshelf for the e-library, and we received our computers, the keyboards, and the whiteboard, which had been installed as well. So we have also selected a logo that we think is appropriate to be identified with the e-library in itself. So what we have done is set June 19th for the commissioning of the e-library. Meanwhile, we still require funding for a lot of things. For instance, we've not procured books that will stock the library with. We have also not gotten some other little stationaries that will make the library function as it should be, including the subscriptions for the online ones that we also want to tie into this one we have physically. So we want to enjoin each and every one of us. It's a continuous project which will not end with this ESCO, that we support the committee, we support the ESCO, and support this project to ensure that we can commission on the 19th of June and still have it running even after the new ESCO comes in. And it's something that we really hope will stand the test of time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, let's clap for the chairman of this e-library committee. It's been a wonderful committee. They have worked behind the scene to make sure that we have this project. It's been so much sacrifice putting this together. And there's no 1 naira coming from the association's purse. So it's been the executives raising funds and then seeing to the implementation. Please, a round of applause for them again. Thank you, Chairman. And then on behalf of the Chairman and the executives, we are inviting everyone for the commissioning of that e-library, June 19th, for the commissioning, 10 a.m. at the Petroleum Training Institute. All the SSP members, please, I want you to make it a date, plan to be there. It will not be nice that we are having our own activities going on, and then we are inviting other people, our own members can't be there. This is a great milestone that not only ASSP, but is launched for all occupational safety and health in Nigeria. We have invited other members, professional members, to try and key in, and then we are also inviting them as well. So we are calling on you to please plan to be in Warri for the commissioning of that e-library. And we are also going to be opening our new office. ASSP office had been established, well furnished, and then we will also be opened on that day. So please make it a date for that great ceremony. Thank you very much, Mr. Chigozie, for that wonderful report. And thank you for your dedication so far. Thank you. Please, we have our emeritus in the house. You're welcome, sir. Please, we invite you to the table. Immediate past president, a round of applause. Keep clapping till you get to the table. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. Is the nomination chair. Morning, welcome. Is the nomination chair that had worked tirelessly to make sure that we have new executives come on board. So you came at the right time, sir. The next committee report will be a membership committee report. So we'll be calling on our ambassador, Akodia, to give us a summary of the committee report. Thank you, sir.
President of the House, coming to standard existing protocols.
Why are you taking that side there?
First and foremost, I want to thank every member being here because the membership committee is one of the very important committee because if members are not made, it becomes difficult for us to meet. This report is right from the period of our last successful Nigerian chapter PDC on March 17 to 18, 2021 to today, 22nd May 2021. Newly elected members, 48. When we are talking of the last period we have till this time, is less than 3 months, but we were able to recruit 48 members. And the 48, I will give great thanks to the president because he single-handedly went to PPI and recruited 25 members just last week. 25 members. And the next 3 days, they got their membership, both the certificate and their ID cards. Then on renewal, we got 25 members. You can see that we are getting newly elected members more than renewals. The renewal fee is lesser than coming in. And when most of us are already in, to renew our membership becomes difficult. After announcing this number of 25, I want to give everyone a reminder that we are entitled to membership lapel pins. When you are 1 year, you are entitled to. When you are 3 years, you are entitled to. When you are 5 years, you are entitled to 10, 25, and 40 years. But the greatest thing is that if your membership renewal is not constant, you will be skipped off from this lapel pin. It means there is a break during your membership. And the worst of it all, I want to let you know that if you fail after 5 years to renew your membership, they bring you back whenever you are prepared for it to start afresh. If care is not taken, new number will be given to you and your years will come back to 0. So I want to use this medium to advise members to always make renewal. Then pulled off members. When we say pulled off members, those who refuse or unable to renew their membership, if I do not want to use the word refuse, because some are prepared, but no money. this is not constant. Since some are pulling out, we are also putting some in, that newly elected ones. Because of that, the number that withdraws become not constant. Please, you can see that the number of renewal is far lesser than new ones coming in. I want to make it clear that we should join hands to remind our members to renew their membership. Then, as far as today, you look at your list. Every time we want to come to a meeting, we make sure that we get our updated list, that's paid-up members from the global. When we say global, once you are a global member, you are a chapter member. We have 316 as at today who are current members of the association. Let's clap for them. So, please, lastly, I want to remind you that we have renewal forms and membership form. When we say renewal form, your former details, once you have the money, it gives you renewal. Plus, newly paid-up members, we have membership application forms. Please, as many as that can join, both new members or student members, have a long form. Thank you. Bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, we'll drop this one for us. Thank you. So we move to the next. He has said so much about membership. I won't want to recap. We had sent reminders for renewals, and then send mails to those their membership are on grace. The level to which we are responding to those renewals are very, very poor, very poor. And each day, what you see today might not be what you see tomorrow. So we are losing our membership strength, and then members are losing their numbers. I think we have said so much. Every time we go on our platform, we send you mails, and every time we gather, we talk about membership. We are not recruiting, and those we are having are losing their membership. This is not right. So I am encouraging us, please, always prompt yourself, when is my dues expiring? And don't wait till it expires for you to be on grace. And then we discovered that a lot of people are still having emails that are not functioning. Please, you could change your mails, contact customer care, and give them your active emails for you to be on top and get messages from us. Some of us just register, and then we don't know what's going on in the Assp. We don't get mails, and we are not even bothered about it. So please, let's try and update ourselves so that we'll be current, and then we'll be able to count you as members. Okay, we'll move to the next, which is a young emerging professional common interest group. We'll be taking the report from the administrator.
This membership issue,
Okay. On membership issue, yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I don't know about others, so it's increasingly difficult now to make foreign transaction with Naira or with Naira account. So I remember the challenge I had last year in trying to renew.
Yes, we have. Yeah, we've addressed that severally. Yeah, because of our challenge in the country, our Naira card is not working. It's successful for those that have their domiciliary account. All the Master Gold, whatever, they don't work. So if you want to pay, you could pay to the association's account or contact the membership chair, which will take your money, will pay, and then will now buy the foreign currency and do the transactions directly. That have been long route we have been taking. We have written severally at the global level. We had leadership meetings. We have made those challenges, and it's not peculiar to ASSP. So it's not what ASSP can sort out. It's a bank thing. It's a central thing that had to do with our own system. And so we're just going through the longer route, buying the dollar, paying to the association's account, and then we do that straight away. For those that have their foreign currency, dollar account, and the rest, it will go. If you can do it, use those cards. Thank you. So the next, now we had called on the young emerging professional administrator, Mr. Dakbo. See, I saw him of late. Mr. Dakbo, please. Okay, while he comes on board, let me call on the next common interest group on ground. We have the WISE, Women in Safety Excellence Common Interest Group. We'll call on the administrator for an update on that group. Engineer Justina, please.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Can you hear me, please? Good morning. Okay, fantastic.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you so much for your support. On behalf of my WISE executive, we want to thank everybody for your continuous support. WISE Common Interest Group. You know, we want to just give a very brief update on what we have done so far. We started the year with a goal and we had a plan, and the plan was sent to the 2020-2021 executives, and they were reviewed and approval was given for us to run with it. And I met with my executive. I have a 4-member executive. I have DRS, I have Oluwa, Kemi, Bukolayo, and Fatima Zubai. You know, then with our president as a supporter and guide, Ms. Irefo, we appreciate you, ma. That helped us, and we were able to come up with having 3 webinars, inclusive of a STEM webinar. And we held them, and they were all a success. You know, we had them, that was last year, third quarter and fourth quarter last year. And for this year, we had our first meeting workshop, a mini PDC workshop, virtual, and on 24th of April, 2021. And it was a very big success. You know, we had over 60 participants, you know, that logged in both locally and internationally, you know, and it was a success. And the feedback I got from Global was that they never knew we could put such workshop, you know, during the weekend. They never knew that we could, you know, bring people together. The weekend was so precious to people, but they made that time, you know. So we want to appreciate every one of us, the women in safety excellence, the men in safety excellence. We want to appreciate every one of you, and, you know, for being there for us and for supporting us. This is the first time we're doing it locally. I want to appreciate our president that initiated this. WISE has always been global activities. We have been having global events, but for the very first time, she decided to set up all these things locally, and it was quite a success. So thank you so much, President, for that feat. Okay. I want to just use the opportunity to appreciate your executives too. They were quite helpful, especially the media chair, Mr. Bankole. You know, I was always on his neck, and he did greatly for us. Our able secretary, Daniel. All I have to say is that our success was also your own success, because he showed that you were doing your work well. You know, so Mr. Bankole and Daniel, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for always being there for us and supporting us, you know, and we hope, you know, that any other new executive coming in, please let them, you know, follow the same line and continue to support WISE, you know, Common Interest Group. Our resource people, we use some resource persons we didn't pay them anything. You know, initially we thought we are going to need to pay people to engage them to come and help us and, you know, give us talks, but they were quite willing. So I want to appreciate Monica Nwosu. I want to appreciate Tola Salau. I want to appreciate Kemi Adebuji. I want to appreciate Angela Jirogene. You know, they made themselves available for us. Thank you for your active participation and support, you know, through this tenure. It was a wonderful time. And I say a big thank you to everybody, every member, say a big thank you to you. And I pray that all your endeavors, that the Lord will make it to be fruitful in Jesus' name. Another talk I have to talk is on the renewal of our WISE membership due. I want to please appeal to our women to try to renew their WISE membership. And please, we need to renew it so that we can be active. You know, we can be active both globally and locally. And when we need them also to come in for us, we won't need to be struggling, you know, to convince them why they need to come. They actually saw the number of persons we had, you know, as WISE members. That was why they were willing to come and support us. So please, we need to support each other. We need to do better, you know, for the next year, you know, that's coming up 2021, 2022. So WISE will continue to go forward. I believe a new and better WISE will come up in next year. And I want to say thank you, everyone. And
thank you, ma'am. Please just clap for me. Let's clap for her. Yeah, these two common interest group had come to stay. Thank you very much, WISE administrator, for leading us well. It is not easy to start up something from the scratch. You have to use those that have the wisdom, that have the passion to be able to sustain it. If not, when you have a wrong foundation, it will gradually wither. So for your sacrifice, for the energy, thank you for leading us well. It was a wonderful section. We had all the presentations, we had to share knowledge, and then the most important thing, our seminar, the maiden one, was done in your tenure. So we're looking forward to good nomination for a WISE administrator. I will reach out to you for your nominations, and then we would decide, because these two common interest group would continue to work continuously in Nigeria. Thank you for all that you did.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I don't know if the Young Emerging Professional Administrator is in the house at the moment. If it is not, do we have any representative right now to give us a report on Young Emerging Professionals? It's okay. Yeah, Mr. Victor, please.
Confirm you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and Ahebu, Secretary, and everybody who is present here. For the Young Emerging Professionals, we started registration for the 2021 workshop, and we're going to carry out in June, so precisely. The speakers have been identified. Hopefully by next week, publicity will start and everybody will get acquainted with the program. No support needed right now. The president has been giving maximum support to the team. That's what we have for the young emerging professionals. Yeah.
It's okay. Thank you very much. I think, thank you, Victor, for giving us that brief. I think the Young Emerging Professionals, they've had 3 different programs, knowledge sharing within themselves. Young Emerging Professionals, for those of us in the house, these are individuals that had graduated, are no longer student members, and then they are in transition phase of the joint membership. And then some of them are working, some have not gotten jobs, some are serving, and they are put together at the global level. Global has a structure to attend to everybody, from students, young emerging professionals. They are, even when they are full members, they still need mentorship between them and the older and experienced one. So we had also set up this common interest group. They've had series of programs within themselves. Mr. Victor has just reported they are coming up with a workshop on the 12th of June, and they've gotten speakers that they will roll out their programs shortly. And when they roll out their programs, we want the entire house to be part of it. It's not just for them, but for everybody, so that we'll also be able to learn from them and then share our own experience for those of us that have been in the field for quite some time. So we ask that you would grant them a maximum support while they carry out their program. Thank you, Mr. Victor. We'll be calling on the nomination committee. We have the nomination chair, Emeritus Ekam Isikan, to give us the reports for the last election and the activities that went through. Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, professional colleagues. Please don't present this report on behalf of nomination and election committee. But before I do that, my sincere apologies for my inability to be in Uyo since yesterday. I'm coming a little bit late due to domestic challenges. But I'm happy that I'm here today with the team and I've been able to make up be part of this meeting. Standing on existing protocols of the ongoing meeting, I would like to put this into a report. We had a total of 290 active and grace members when we commenced election process for 2021 chapter year. Regrettably, we had about 80 actually taking part in the voting. That is 210 did not participate. You know, the chapter started today. You can have, like, when we started election process, about this time last when we had similar exercise that was in this included outgoing executive from July. We were 380 active inactive members for that election. And after that, participated in that is the last year's election. If you want to look at that analysis, there is need for us to have an aggressive membership drive. Encourage those that are already members to do their membership. And most important, if you look at the total number of people voting, it's a simple thing coming out of the wrong email address, you not updating your data flow. Money can it becomes very strange because even when you are paying money, always give you a sheet to confirm your particulars. And you cannot even go into the payment portal if your email address is wrong, because your email address is to have never. So we should please see how we can store a number. People seeking to represent the next should work behind the school and the committee to formulate what we call the leadership planning inventory work for us, Nigeria. AFP has a process of evaluating and training potential leaders up to 5 to 10 years, depending on how you want to plan. As was done for the prospective leaders of this one, and getting important discussion. The committees help members which the town and this includes helping them to follow leadership skills through a variety of volunteer opportunities and actively involved and passionately done the role of communities to provide valuable programs to members. What tools of sector planning results like chapter continues to strive under excellent leadership, building relationships with members through personal
Hello, President. President, please, the presenter, we can't hear what he's saying. We can't hear the presentation, please.
My apologies to them. It's been pasted on the site and everybody can take it back. We have a professional code. Ethics, responsibility, and trust. Those who the safety professionals save. I am pleased to announce the results of the Nigerian chapter election for the 2021-2022 chapter year, and new leaders that will uphold the commitment to professionalism to members and ensure that members too live up to that expectations. I'm starting from our president to the delegates. Like we all know, in our Assp, the president-elect transits without election to become the president. Our president for 2021-22 chapter year will be Shehu Kabi. President-elect is Dr. Ogechukwu Kando.
Let's clap for him. Please, can you come out, please? I just calling you, please come out.
Victor Ebe.
Oh yeah. Come, yes, come out.
Yes,
oh yeah. Clap as he comes out. Okay.
All expected officers, please, are encouraged to honor your statement of accountability. Go back and read the global bylaw and Nigerian chapter bylaws. All elected officers are also encouraged to visit the community leadership resource section and read their roles and expectations. When this memo is being shared, you'll see the website there. For those that did not take part in the elections, that maybe for whatever the reason, suppose member that did not receive Nigerian chapter 2021-2022 leadership vote mail, please, I encourage you to contact our customer services and get your email address details corrected, or maybe pay up your dues to things like I had mentioned earlier. Your email address is your logon ID. If you did not get the voters link, it means you are missing a lot. You've missed out of global updates and other important things that the chapter or that is being shared among ASP family. If you believe an ASP member or elected leader has violated our code of professional conduct we ask that you please review the Code of Professional Conduct in our global website and do the needful. For we in Nigerian chapter, we encourage you to write to the chairman of our disciplinary committee here in Nigeria. Many congratulations to our newly elected leadership team. On behalf of the Nomination and Election Committee, many thanks to everyone who participated in this year's election process. Yours sincerely, on behalf of the committee, Osika Ekam, the chairman. So once again, congratulations.
Okay, so we would hold on watching the nomination chair, thanking them to jump. Where is the okay, yes, so you have to say it again very well.
Till there is handover, you are under me to learn, and we ensure that we have continuity of tenure. This idea that we start programs and we abandon programs, there should be an end to it. Tenure change is supposed for governance in any way is a continuity. So whatever this outgoing may have to stop, we must continue.
Please, Mr. Yahaya, mute your mic, please.
Just like in every association, your bylaws, your constitution, our constitution, both global and this, we need to study it together. Plus, whatever the president is going to use
excuse us. Sorry,
period,
sir, so that we can get
ensure that we have a smooth transition.
President, please tell Mr. Yahaya to drop.
We start recruitment now for people that will
Yahaya, please.
Because this particular
Yahaya,
one,
please mute your mic.
People did not show up. We have young
Yahaya, Audu, please mute your mic.
Grounded in the matters of Assp. So once again, congratulations and best wishes. The committee is available to you. We've not yet been disbanded.
Mr. Tolu, if you can hear me, please transfer the host to me. Mr. Tolu.
And handing
Mr.
over
Tolu,
by,
please.
By President Messi. So till then, you're under my tutor and care. Thank you very much.
So that
My mic is off. Tolu's mic is off.
Please transfer the host. Yeah, the host of this meeting. Transfer it to me.
I'm not hosting. I'm not hosting.
You are the host. Please transfer to me.
How can I be host when I didn't start it?
It has been transferred to you. Check it, please.
Thank you very much. So, I welcome you on board. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. So let's quickly join them. Okay, Ambassador is also welcome. No, during handing over.
Mr. Tolu, all you need to do is to go into the participants. You are the host now.
Present to you
so please,
today.
You can
2021, 2022 executive. Bring this out. I'm very happy. And I want to thank sincerely that's volunteered. I want to thank you because ASSP does not pay money to anybody coming to serve. And I was a little bit disappointed. Not a little, I was very disappointed to see that people didn't come out to volunteer. If
I tell you,
ASSP,
if
they
had
had
money in
and
their
then we are
account,
going to be
and then we're
eating
going to
money,
be eating money,
and the form is 1
and the
million,
form is
10
1
people will
million,
buy it,
10 people will buy
and
it,
people will be
and
ready
people will be ready to
get
fight
positions.
to get
But because
positions.
it's of
But because it's of
sacrifice
sacrifice that you give
and
give back to the association, give back to the society. People are sitting down so relaxed and not coming out. So I want to thank the members who had come out to volunteer. There were few this year. We were a little bit disappointed because we did not even have 2 people, 3 people struggling for a particular position. So if these members didn't come out, what would have happened? Does it mean that there would have not been any executive to take over from us? It was a lesson learned, just as the nomination committee chair says, from the very day they start up, let them start having a plan to bring us in. I think we need to do something on volunteering for members to know that it is time to serve, and it's a circle that had to go around on everybody. Let us all not sit down and be relaxed. Let us come out to see what we can do for the society and make it stronger and get better. And then I want to also talk about the voting. Now, at global level, even if you're one person and everybody is voting, everybody has that vote. If we share with you how they were able to tabulate, bring it in percentage, you will see that we did not do anything and we were not involved. As at when they started, the chairman said 290 was available to vote and only 80 voted. So 210 refused to vote or did not vote for one reason or the other. That is poor. That is below acceptable results. It is not what is acceptable for Nigerian chapter at all. We had 350 last year, 150 voted, 200 did not vote. We need to be part of what we do. If we believe in ASSP, we need to be part of it. If we are not serving today, we need to come out to serve tomorrow. And when you're coming out tomorrow, you need the people's voice to say, yes, we want you there. It's a collective effort. So please, let us not vote and keep quiet. Let's ask others, have you voted? Let us not wait for those that are coming to the position to beg us to vote first. Before we know, it is our responsibility to cast our vote. And these things count for us in the future. Global has a record of everything in their system. If you have never voted in ASSP, it is there recorded that you have never voted. And this is not a good one. So please, I would beg us to be more involved moving forward. Thank you very much. We move to the third Nigeria OHS professional stakeholders meeting. Okay, I'll briefly say this. The PDC outcome was put in a communique. Normally, after a communique had been written, is either action is not taken or we will just write and say what we have identified. But this time we decided to go further, not only identifying the gaps for the public safety issues that we identified, we decided to reach out to stakeholders of occupational health and safety in Nigeria. We had a meeting together, ASSP called for that meeting, and then we had the review. We looked at the issues on ground and what we need to do. And the suggestions were given in that light that had given birth to us organizing a program of all occupational safety and health in Nigeria, in one-day program to be able to kickstart and make our voice heard. And then remedies of how we will be able to address these public health issues were noted. And then we promised to push it beyond it and see how best we can close it out to the relevant agencies and the government, bringing the government attention into what ASSP had identified our problems on public safety. So we've been able to do that, and it's ongoing at the moment. The next on our agenda is the research committee. The research committee. It's a president here. I think I would like the research team, members of any of the research team, to tell us what we are doing. The research group was organized last month to look into areas. We want ASSP to be able to talk confidently, not to quote others, So we identified mental health issues and how it's being managed in Nigeria. And we threw that as a first assignment to the research team, and they are currently doing something. So I don't know if any member of the research team can say something on it. Mr. Tolu, please, can you tell us what the research team is doing at the moment? Mr. Tolu available?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to. My network is fluctuating.
I don't know. Can your mic be on a bit?
Yeah, my mic.
Are you
is
all
on.
hearing Mr. Tolu? Okay. Right on, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, our able president and members of the table. Protocol observed. We met. We felt that, like the president said, of my mic is at 100%. My mic is 100%. I don't know. Are you hearing me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Tolu, we can hear you, but please, can you just, before you go ahead with your presentation, please, can you hear me, Mr. Tolu?
I'm hearing you.
Please, before you go ahead with your presentation, Yahaya Audu, please. Yahaya Audu, please turn off your camera and mute your mic. Turn off your camera and mute your mic, please. Yahaya Audu. Thank you. Mr. Tolu, you can go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I had to mute my mic so that we can have clarity of communication. Like I said, the members of the ASPP felt that there's increase of surge in mental illness in Nigeria, and we are looking at a way of adding our voice on the way government and the people can come to this menace that has been bedevil our society in recent time. Is on the increase. So we came together and we sought out what our area of coverage will be, the extent of the scope of our research, and members were opted in, people volunteered, and in the among the members we have editorial board, the people that will collect whatever things that members have researched, so that we can come up with very formidable policy stand on this topic. So people submitted what they have written. We have met about 3 or 4 times, and then from the submission of the write-up, we're able to come up with chapter 1 and chapter 3. Though I cannot present that one on this slide, maybe in our next meeting that will be done. So we are going to chapter 3 and 4, whereby we have to, go to the field to really find out the stand on this menace. So on this process, when we finish with this, we collate and then we come up with an article or a journal for publication in which the ASP can boldly say, this is what we have found out, that this is our stand, and we'll be able to advise government on way forward, and to be added to ASSP Nigeria chapters, adding to knowledge on how to advance and reduce menace of mental illness in our society. That's just the brief of what we have done so far, except you have any question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tolu, for that brief. Right now, your work is ongoing, as we can see in your report, and we look forward to having the real results that can make ASS boldly talk about mental health management in Nigeria. On behalf of the chapter executive, we want to thank all volunteers that are in that research committee group at the moment. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, we would want you to stick to your deadlines to enable us continue. I think that research group and a very few other committees will be the ones standing. Every other one by the next bi-monthly meeting while we hand over will be closed. Thank you. We move to safety advocacy. Now, on safety advocacy, one of our core duties as ASSP profession is to be able to advocate safety in Nigeria. And then we had looked at various areas before now. We are trying as much as possible to still kickstart this curriculum pursuit to ensure that safety is being introduced in our curriculum. We had written to Ministry of Education, headquarters, and the one in Delta State, and the one in headquarters, Abuja. We've been trying to see if we can get courtesy visit to the minister, but it's not been possible. So, but we have written to that ministry because they will be the mother body driving the process. We have also set up meetings with some senators and lawmakers to present our issue to them so that we can kickstart. So right now, what we tend to do is to draft documentation. So we would we'll fall back to the documentation review committee and see whatever we can be able to write in this regard. And then we are also calling on the House. If you have any documents or you could write up something to back up our claim to allow safety education in public, in tertiary institutions from the kindergarten to all level of education to tertiary institutions. And then we can't just say we want it because we want safety to be preached. We have to back it up with evidence. So you could reach out to me with your write-ups while we put together by the end of, I think, third weekend of June. We are supposed to submit these documents and go along with it as we visit these lawmakers in Abuja on the courtesy visit, trying to push and also send a reminder to Ministry of Education with those documents from ASSP advocating for safety education at all levels of education in Nigeria. So while that is on, it's not going to finish in this tenure. We'll pass it on to the next people, and we assume that by the grace of God, they will be able to continue from where we have stopped in that regard. And then when we are able to come up with the result from the outcome of the research, that would help us as well to address the government agencies and the government on mental health management in Nigeria. Now we go to the next, which is the student section report. And then the student section report will be taken by the student president, President Oyeka. They will tell us what they have done within the chapter year. And then if they have anything to do before their tenure is out, they will give us this report. They've been doing excellently well. I'm proud of them. And then I want them to briefly tell us quickly what the student section is doing at the moment.
Good afternoon, distinguished executives and chapter president, ambassador, all protocols duly observed, wonderful members in the audience, student members, you're all welcome to our meeting. Okay, very quickly, I'll just give you a rundown of some of the activities of the student section in the last quarter. Okay, for the student members, residents in Petroleum Training Institute from Delta State, that encompasses all Nigerian students. We had, as at 2nd of April 2021, we had an event that we called the Kunu Tail event, and it was centered on creating membership awareness in petroleum Training Institute. So we invited all the stakeholders of the institute, the SUG president, the vice, the honorables, all governors. They were all in attendance. We knew that we were going into a new academic section. So we had to carry along all the stakeholders of the institute in order to penetrate, into the student members generally. So we had departmental presidents in attendance, and then the sole aim of the program was to make them know what ASSP is all about, so they can preach, the gospel of ASSP to their fellow students, and it was a major success. We're able to carry them along on ASSP activities, ASSP vision and mission, the student section, what it's all about, the Nigerian chapter, what have you, and it was very much welcome. Following that program, we now had membership drive. Just that was the Konutel event took place on the 2nd of April 2021. Then following through the month of April, we had new students coming into the school. So we had membership drive, and it was also a major success. First, I want to recognize our chapter, Nigerian chapter president. She played a major role in making sure that we were available and securing a place for us to carry out the membership drive. Entirely, it was not just our success, but it was the success of the Nigerian chapter at ASSP. Please put your hands together for her. So when we carried out that membership drive, we had a lot of students that showed interest to be part of ASSP Nigerian student section, but we were able to record 25 financial members that students actually paid to become registered members of ASSP. Please put your hands together. Now, on our bimonthly bulletin, when we first started, we talked about having bimonthly bulletin. The first one was launched in November, and then the second one too was launched in the month of March. Yes, we launched the second one, which was the Start Safety Preneurship. After now, I will share it to us. So we paid a courtesy visit to the principal / chief executive officer of the Petroleum Training Institute, where we also wanted him to know that ASSP student section exists in the Petroleum Training Institute. So on part of the agenda for the visit was to first introduce ourselves, introduce the student section, and then we also presented our bimonthly bulletin. It was also a major success. Then on the 6th of May, 2021, we had an online academic seminar. It was also geared towards helping the new students, navigate their path accurately on campus. So we did an academic seminar, of which the trainer for that seminar was no other person than our past ASSP past student president, person of Agonu. Yes, he happened to be the best graduating student in safety department during this time, and he also happened to be ASSP student president section. So we thought it wise that we bring him into the picture to talk to new students, how they can navigate accurately on campus and come out with excellent grades. So he did justice. It was online, so we just had to join with the link on WhatsApp, and then he did justice to the training. We're really grateful for that. And then on the 7th of May, 2021, we had our general meeting. Yes, we also invited him. It was a live meeting held at the Petroleum Training Institute, where he anchored the technical section on workplace accident, near-miss prevention, etc. It was also a major program. We had our chapter president in attendance. We also had our ambassador in attendance. We are grateful to God for the success of that program. Then, coming up, we have our bimonthly bulletin. We have another bulletin that will soon be released. Yes, and then it's titled An Overview of Process Safety. We also call for students to participate, in this bulletin. If you are a good writer, you have knowledge in operational safety and health, you just want to share, irrespective of your field. You have something to share, you can reach out to myself or our programs coordinator and then drop your name to contact you. It's also an avenue to reach out to students, inform them, enlighten them on what I do. So this, the theme of this about to be released bulletin is on an overview of process safety. It's one area that a lot of us as safety students don't know much about, so we intend to explore that area. Our upcoming programs is centered on having an excursion where we take the students out, and then as time goes on, you get to get more. Thank you.
We've had a lot of programs going on. In as much as I know you have a plan to go to Fupri sooner, so but a lot needs to be done in Uyo as well. So I would encourage you to put them into your program to ensure that they kickstart and have a better foundation for them to be able to grow. So we'll move to the next, which is next on our agenda, which is technical talk. Now, this technical talk keeps reoccurring on our program because we are hopeful that we'll be able to achieve something. The aim of the technical talk was to enable each zone come together and do something, visit an organization prominent within that environment to be able to learn something practically, how that works. Pandemic really obstructed. We're not able to achieve that. So we kept bringing it up time to time. In our last meeting, it was there. In every other meeting, it comes up. Hopefully that maybe within 2 weeks, we'll be able to. It's just of late now that we've been able to get the aviation industry. For the ones coming from Warri, they'll be visiting the airport soon. No matter how regular you travel, you won't be able to know how the airport operates. So they are going to be visiting the towers, the various technical areas that make up the airport. So I will encourage the coordinators from the other end, before we hand over, if it's possible for us to be able to visit organizations within that region to be able to ensure that our members benefit from those technical visits. Please, we will encourage you to do as well. The taking financial update of PDC and the entire update will be given at the next meeting. So we move to the next agenda on Warri office updates. Now, Warri office updates, we said in the last meeting that in March that we're going to move before the end of the meeting. We announced to you that we have moved to our new place. We now have an official office that had been furnished and will be commissioned the same day of the e-library. So we'll be having a jingle on the e-library, mixing it up with the office for us to be able to share. So when you have that jingle, spread it. The notice is for people to be able to know what ASSP have, what we have on ground for others. So student members can leverage and sign in free of charge to read and access, get materials from that e-library. So it is a privilege that has been given to ASSP members. So if you're a student member and you register for 1 year, and then you are not on the platform, sorry, you are out of global membership and you are no longer an ASSP member. So you need to renew as fast as possible. If you are a member and then you are not active, you have not renewed, you won't be able to have access to those electronics materials. But with your student membership number and your membership number, you'll be able to access the library free of charge of every material that will be brought to you. So you don't have to be in school to be able to access any database that you need, irrespective of the area you want to do. You see these materials for you to be able to do your presentations, redo your project, your research, your write-ups at every point in time. So we encourage you to leverage on that. The next on our agenda, briefly, is a handover updates. Now, this is our fifth meeting where we conclude the chapter year. We will be sitting in by July 1st, we're supposed to hand over. But the president-elect pleaded with us that because it's not a weekend and I think he will be out on that day, he would want it to be July 3rd. So our handing over will be July 3rd, next 2 months. So we would only come in on board and give a report. I will be giving a report for the chapter year of everything we did for the year. And thereafter, hand over to the next president, get him decorated, and then we would leave the podium for the new executives that have been introduced to you today to sit on board to pilot the affairs of Assp. But before that time, we will be having an ESCO meeting with the old and new executive on the 30th of May, 7 p.m. And then we'll be having a transition meeting from 20th to 25th. Now, we don't want the transition meeting to be only with the president. We want to do it the way it is structured at the global level. Secretary will have a transition meeting with the upcoming secretary and share ideas, how he has run the chapter, the tools he needs to be able to operate. The treasurer will transition with the new treasurer coming on board. The president-elect will do the same. So every position, so we would, within 20th and 25th, they are expected to take dates that is convenient for them, hold that meeting, but by 21st, that meeting is supposed to be over within the key executive, while on the 26th, we would have executive committee meeting of this chapter executive. We will be meeting with all committee for us to round up our chapter year before the handing over ceremony. And on the 27th, the president will be holding a meeting with a new executive for the transition meeting wrap-up. And then we would have a training, a leadership training that will be coordinated by the nomination chair to the new executive. So we will see his calendar if he will fuse it into the 27th or he will have the entire day to it. But all that had to be done within this transition period that starts from the 20th of June. So that when we come on board on the 3rd, we are simply going to be giving our handing over speech and handing over to them. So when they come on board, they know what to do, and then there is no gap, and we continue from there. So that's the update on the transition and the handing over ceremony. So we move to AOB. On AOB, what I have on my slip for knowledge sharing series, we'll be having the last one for the chapter year on June 5th. Please take note, June 5th, the poster will be out before Monday. June 5th will be the next knowledge sharing series. And June 19th will be the commissioning of the e-library and the office. And the transition meeting starts from 20th of June and ends 25th, 26th of June, and the 27th will wrap completely. We tend to see everybody. Please, we tend to see everybody in Abuja, and we tend to see a more fuller house online. I don't know what happened today. The meeting turnout was very poor, and even online. So please, I will encourage all of us to make sure that we are on the next meeting for the handover ceremony. After the knowledge sharing, the next meeting will be July 3rd. Okay, yeah. Okay. The next meeting date is July 3rd, and the meeting venue is Abuja, and the timing is 10 o'clock. Now, our last meeting, if we look at the program for the year, we are supposed to be having the handing over ceremony in Kaduna on July 3rd. But because of security issues that are coming up, even we planned going, when we land in Abuja, going through the rails, not to go by road. But we can see those of us that are current that the rails were cut between Abuja to Kaduna. They cut the rail lines. And so those are security threats. So whether they are able to put it on or not, the roads are not safe. So we rescheduled the meeting. Last night, the executive met, and then we rescheduled it to be Abuja. Abuja is still up north. So those of us that are flying it to Abuja, it's safer. Those of us that are going to come through Trey by Warri and then continue is safe. And then when we get to Abuja, we are not transiting again to Kaduna. So details of the meeting venue and everything will be done by the new coming executive, and they would tell us in due time where it's going to be in Abuja. And the next on our AOB, we have a guest in the house that is going to be talking to us briefly on their assignment as it relates to imparting knowledge. I think they are a school, international school that has their campus, satellite campuses at Port Harcourt and every other place. So I would give her a few minutes to be able to tell us more about the programs that they have, so that anyone interested in the house, interested here, can reach out to them as they go on. So I call on Ms. Lola to briefly talk to us. Ms. Lola, we are giving you 3 minutes because we are rounding up exactly by 1 o'clock. Ms. Lola, please.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we are here with you. We are here with you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. To make very good deal of my 3 minutes, I just go straight into the deal. We are Garden City Premier Business School here in Port Harcourt. We are an internationally recognized school, and we provide management education to businesses, to professionals and executives across the public and private sector. Now, on accreditations, we are accredited locally and internationally. I think I'll leave that to all of us to find out and crave our indulgence to visit our website. Is www.gacpbs.com, and then I'll go straight to our services. As an international school, we offer a wide range of services, bordering on management, of course. We have postgraduate degrees. This is where you find programs as MBA, MSc, DBA, and PhD. On that, we are affiliated to EGS. EGS is the European Global School in Paris, France. And as such, we offer these postgraduate degrees as foreign degrees. So what I mean is, it is a foreign degree that you're getting. It's like you studied for a degree in France, but here in Port Harcourt. And as such, EGS is in charge of quality assurance. Our modules and the entire package are designed by EGS as well. Facilitators are drawn from industry, from the industry experts, and of course the academic. And that's for PGD. That's when I say PGD, I mean postgraduate degrees. Now, why should you choose us for your postgraduate degrees? Garden City Premier Business School, not only being here in Port Harcourt, we also run what we call a hybrid mode. Hybrid mode simply means that a student is allowed to log in from wheresoever they are. So you mustn't be in school presently, even though our doors are open. Hybrid means you can come into the school here in Port Harcourt to run your course, or as the case might be, you can also log in from anywhere you are around the world, as we have students in Canada, in Lagos, Abuja, so you can be wheresoever you are and log in. It's not a recorded class, it's live, as the facilitators are in class, and as well other persons who would at that particular moment want to be in school also be in class. And you have that interactive virtual reality sense because we have a camera roving in the classroom that can give you that, and then you can also interact with your students. It's a foreign degree, as I already mentioned, and then you can learn at your own pace. Our classes are just for weekends, that's Fridays and Saturdays, and you have what we call Capstone. Capstone is innovative package where you have access to experts and funding for the program you want to run. We are the only business school in Nigeria currently flagging Capstone. Now that simply means that we're not saying just come to school and gain a degree in management or any field that concerns management of humans, management of resources, management of time, and then go back and just bury the degree just like that. We ensure that you get that access to experts, to funding, and then have a model, a business model that can be globally placed and position you, your business, and your career. And now that's for PGD. We also run other short courses. We run executive management programs, which simply means that we also run corporate trainings for organizations. And then we run other professional courses like ICANN, CIBN, and ICM. And as such, individuals are also allowed to come into the school for consultancy, either online or on ground. You could just want to position yourself for promotion in your career, in your organization, or you're already been promoted, but you need some guidance. Come in, and then we also have the opportunity. You can also have the opportunity to have us tailor a course to your particular want. And now our uniqueness, like I've already mentioned, we're a business school. Business schools are like a distillery, and as such, you have experts who are also who are given the opportunity to work with you. And our contact, like I said, is gacpbs.com. That's www.gacpbs. That's Garden City Premier Business School. And I hope you can reach it out. Thank you very much. I hope I wasn't too fast, but thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I have to cut you down because you are taking more than the timing, and then we just have to conclude. Now you could drop your details on the chat box for everyone online. And if we ask that to come in because many of us are workers, and then we want to, those of us that want to continue our studies, and we cannot go to the 4 worlds, and then we would like the hybrid education where you can work and still be in school, take your classes online, visit them when you want to. We just felt we should bring that for you so that you'll be able to have those choices. So for those that are ready, you could identify with her. If you want to reach her, you could reach me. I can send you their contact, and then you can follow up from them. Thank you, Nora, for having you here. So every other AOB, we would then like to give those in person here for their AOB before we move to those online. So if you have anything you want us to talk about under AOB, you can raise your hands for those that are online. So when we finish with the in-person here, we will then get back to you. Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Name, sir. Name, sir. Name, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
We can't hear with our online. We can't hear him. Please, can he talk louder?
Is environmental. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we took a note to that, and I would check the date again. It was 5th, right? Okay, so we took a note to that, and I think our program is listed. So I think I would reconcile that. I will reconcile that, and the education team will reconcile that as well. Yeah, so we picked that date. Yeah, it was it was shown to us that we are all also involved as well. So it's either a day before. Thank you. So any other AOB in the house? Mr. Bankole, please.
Yes, President, we didn't actually hear what the last speaker was talking about. So I was just concerned about that.
No, he wanted us to know that June 5th was World Environmental Day, so that our knowledge sharing series can be rescheduled. Yeah, I told him we had noted that, and that will be handled. Thank you. Did you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
we had you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we have someone else in house to speak.
I'm hearing.
Well, she asked a question if there was something we are doing on the safety of gas. Gas, what is it? Domestic plants? Okay. Yeah. The question was that gas installation, domestic gas being sold everywhere, if there's something we are doing about it. Okay, ma. To answer your question, Institute of Safety Professionals are supposed to be able to come up with standard regulations for those kind of practice. But the enforcing body is supposed to be DPRO. And I know that DPRO would work when they want to work, but it's obvious that we have a lot of mess around. So a lot still needs to be done in that area as well. We would take it down as a safety body. We don't push the drive. We can only advocate for safety. Like when we see something, we say something. We would look at it as a concern as a body to ask the government agencies and the body responsible to call them to be able to act in their direction for this. But for regulations, I think ISCON is working on coming out with unifying standard for us to practice. And so that would address that when they are through with it. Thank you. If there is no other, Mr. Bankole, is there any on your end?
Not at all.
It's okay. We will take the excuses and send to the secretary. The last we have here is to recognize our leaders that had helped us. Those of them that couldn't come for the award night, and those that had showed leadership position that didn't just serve and walk away. We have their certificate here, and I would want the award committee chair, please, sir, the work is not finished. It's finished. So we'll hand over in July. Please, can you please come forward, sir? We have certificates for Distinguished Leadership Award to be given to our leaders who had shown that they are leaders, they have made sacrifices, and then we appreciate them. So, sir, the ones that are there now, don't miss them with the ones that are present.
Just, my dear professionals, good afternoon. We'll just take the awards for Distinguished Leadership Award that we presented to our past presidents, Ekam Nsika. We are presenting this award for your. Mr. Ekam, please, can you just. No, it's not by force, but you can step forward and just collect it. For your outstanding leadership. It's for your outstanding leadership in ASSP Nigerian chapter as president 2019 to 2020. I will call on Ambassador F.E.K. Nakoda to do the presentation for us, yes.
With the power vested on me by the entire House, I congratulate you and present this certificate to you as one of our wonderful, outstanding, performed personnel of this body. Congratulations.
So on behalf of the chapter here, we want to present to you this award as a past president that has served miscellaneously in ASSP. Please a round of applause for me. He has sacrificed so much since he came into ASSP. Thank you very much.
For the second, it's not done yet. We have to come back again because this one is very special because it's a statutory role that you played in ASSP. Being an immediate past president, you automatically become the nomination committee chair. So you have done your bid. You have given us new officers that we serve with our presidents come July 1st. So on behalf of ASSP Nigeria chapter, we present this Excellence Service Award to you, Nsika Ekam, for your excellent leadership as a nomination committee chairperson. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir, for that presentation. We have done that. I think we have one more recognition to make. The chapter executive, in coming to you, had a little bit of niches because it was difficult for them to put themselves together. But for one woman, the past president, that made efforts behind the scene and worked with a few others to make sure that we had this venue today, set up all the runarounds to make it work. We want to specially recognize you. So we are calling on Mrs. Inye. We want to thank you for all that you did behind the scene to work with a few others to make sure that this meeting today was held here and we are being taken care of. Thank you. We're going to print on it. Thank you very much. So we appreciate once more everyone that had come for today's meeting as we round up the meeting today. Mr. Bankole, please.
Okay, thank you very much, President. In this light, we want to thank everybody for their time, for the meeting. I want to also again appreciate our prof that gave the fantastic presentation, and everyone that could make it online too. We say thank you. On this note, we want to adjourn this meeting for the next meeting date. So we are adjourning this meeting. I'm saying this on behalf of the secretary for the adjournment of this meeting to the next date, which is July 3rd, 2021. I will need someone who seconds. Thank you.
Tolu second.
Okay, thank you, Anita. It is noted.
From online, Dr. Andrews or seconds that much or whatever.
Okay, we'll pick Tolu. Tolu first spoke, so we'll just pick him first, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll go to the next now, which is closing remark. It's supposed to be by the president, president-elect. He's not here. I give Emeritus Zekam to give us a closing remark. Why Anakodia would give us the closing prayer. Please hold on.
My sincere appreciation to our online community as many of us are able to wake up this meeting. It is rather what it is today, the situation things have turned out like in the past, but we believe that sometime COVID will go, our normal shit will come. So once again, thank you for your time, especially those that are on the online, not just your time, your data, and that is given to this meeting. So for those of us that are here present, I say thank you for abandoning whatever you have been doing with the COVID. We try to maintain distancing and other protocol. I say very big thank you. I wish everyone safe journey back to their various destinations, and I look forward to see a mammoth crowd during the handover ceremony from Abuja. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Before we give the closing remark by Ambassador Nakodia, I had just been told that we lost one of our ASSP members 2 days ago. So I would want us to give a minute silence in honor of our member. What's his name? What's his name? I can't find that. Announce his name.
His name is Mr. Sunday N.T. Akman.
So please let's, in honor of Sunday N.T. Akman, let's stand up for a minute silence. He's so rest in peace.
Amen.
Yeah. Closing prayer.
Let's humble ourselves. In the mighty name of Jesus. Our precious Father, we thank you, we worship you, we adore you, we exalt your name. Father in heaven, we commit all we've deliberated upon into your able hand. Without you, it is practically impossible for us to achieve anything. Our own is to plan. You can only help us to implement all that we've planned.
We pray today that all that we've discussed, God Almighty, help us to implement it successfully in the mighty name of Jesus. We are about living here. Father in heaven, as we depart, let your presence ever remain with us. Let's meet our families intact in the mighty name of Jesus. I cover every of the members here. I'm using our members here as point of contact to reach those that are not here, that they are covered with the blood of Jesus. Lord God Almighty, as we depart here, let your presence remain with us so that at the end, we have another additional cause to glorify your holy name. For in Jesus' precious name we have prayed.
Thank you very much for spending time with us. And we look forward to seeing you all in July 3rd for the next meeting. For all those that stayed to the end, I appreciate you all. Thank you and bye. Thank you, Miss Angela. Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Mr. Uzo, I thank you. I thank you, Professor Essien, Mr. Bankole, thank you so much. Thank you, our delegates too. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Henry. Thank you, Ekemena, Emmanuel. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Mr. James, Mr. Obina. Thank you so much. Mr. Tolu, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much for staying to the end. We appreciate you all. God bless you all. Thank you. For everyone, we appreciate you all. Thank you so much. So I think we should, now that we have closed, students, please move forward. Move forward. Let's address you quickly before we